I hate it when my plans don't work out. Sometimes life or the universe, I don't know, is moving into a direction that wasn't exactly how I planned it in my head, how I saw it, how I visualized it. And honestly, that is something pretty difficult to deal with, if you ask me, because everyone talks about manifest your dream life, be detailed, know exactly what you want, and all that stuff, you know? But in the end, that's not how it works. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Luna, and I am actually right now manifesting my dream life, or more my dream home, because I want to improve my life. I want to live it the way that I want it to and not how other people expect me to or tell me to or want me to, including my boyfriend and my family and everyone around me. And also this apartment just sucks, okay? But that's a whole different story. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a real talk. Okay, I didn't really write a script for that one, or at least some bullet points what I want to say. I kind of have an idea, but to be honest, I have a migraine today and also had it yesterday, so today is already a bit better. That's why I can sit here filming. But usually I would just lay in bed and wait until it's over, but I kind of wanted to give you a video, so I thought I'd just sit down and talk for a while about what is going on in my head. And this is something what is really present right now in my head, that I am manifesting. I know what I want to change. I also have anxiety, but I also made a video about that where I tried to get rid of it. You can watch that if you like. I will link it in the description and also here somewhere. I made a vision board. I wrote a gossip paper based on Bridgerton, Lady Whistledown, which was, oh, I really loved that one. That was so fun. I was like, even if it doesn't work out, I don't care, because it was such an amazing solo date. I just took time for thinking about what I want, thinking about it from a completely different point of view, writing about it, and I was really so into it. The whole vibe, the whole situation, the whole scene was just perfect. It was just fun, okay? I just loved it. So if you're into Bridgerton or just want to see some new original kind of manifesting, because I honestly didn't see that online anywhere before, then I would really recommend watching that video and trying that yourself, because I don't know, this would just always be something that I would tell people to do because I personally just loved it. But this is right now my focus. Manifesting my dream home. Every day doing things that my future me and my future life would do, how I want my life to be, thinking about that, planning in my head all the details that I want, and of course also thinking about the way to get there. But the way is not in my control. The way is something that the universe just does for me, that it decides for me, gives me challenges, gives me opportunities, gives me everything, and I have to see what the moment is for, what this challenge is for, or what this chaos is for, or what this opportunity is for, or even see those opportunities, because sometimes you're just standing in your own way. I don't know, you're so focused on your goal and you think, this is my plan, this is how I want it to go, this is how I want it to be, but then you don't see the opportunities that the universe gives to you. But then again, I'm sometimes like, okay, but this opportunity is not what I want. It can lead me to what I want, but I don't know that for sure. And then I'm just being like, okay, is this now a sign? Is this an opportunity? Or is that just something that I overthink, that I'm too focused on, and this is just something to not think about it at all? I am sometimes confused by that. And honestly, if you have tips to find out how exactly I see what is my intuition or what is just anxiety or bullshit, and also how do I see opportunities, because sometimes I sit there and zoom out or try to zoom out and see, what do I have? Is that an opportunity? Do I want to take this opportunity? But then again, I have a quote in my head from a book that's really good. Wait, let me get that one. So, The Life is Waiting. I really liked that book. It was kind of a bit confusing in the beginning and a bit hard to read. I don't know. So we had a rough start. But the further I was reading, the more I actually liked it. And in the end, there were so many things that could help me, and I even wrote down some quotes, and one is stuck in my head at the moment, and let me read that one to you, okay? So this is my quote page from this book with my favorite quotes, and The one that I'm talking about is, when good things are trying to find you, I hope you let them. I hope that you leave room for things to turn out better than you had planned. I hope that you do not deny yourself happiness because you know how human you are, because you're most familiar with your rough edges, your mistakes, your past. I hope that when the sun is finally shining on you, you let yourself feel its warmth. I hope you don't think your way out of every beautiful thing that is trying to reach you. I hope you don't look back one day and realize that you were always the biggest thing standing in your own way. I hope that you learn how to bring yourself home. It's a beautiful quote. It's so true. But I think it made me overthink a bit, because then I'm like, now I'm constantly scared to not see my opportunities, to stand in my own way and not realizing it. And maybe this is already the best way to avoid it, because I'm aware of it and I'm trying to figure it out. But then again, I don't know if there's too much fear in me and I should have more trust in myself and, you know? But then when I think back, for example, last year, you can see it now as, okay, for last year it wasn't meant to be, and it was good that that year went how it went, but I was struggling financially like shit. Still am, but not that much anymore. It's getting better. But I wanted money. I wanted independence. I didn't want to think about my lack of money anymore. And I know that the first step for that is to not think about that lack anymore, no matter if you have it or not. But that doesn't matter at this point, right? I had, I think, 2 job opportunities, and for one job I even was chosen. But then something happened where I was like, this is kind of weird and I don't know. At the same time, I was like, this would be a great chance. It would be so cool. But it was just a small job for 1 day a week. So not much money, but kind of a consistent income still, which would be a great start. It was like only one person with a crystal online store or something, also kind of a bit spiritual. And I don't know, the job interview was really, it was cool, relaxed, I felt good, and if you ask me, we vibed. But then again, I didn't trust in what didn't I trust? I didn't trust myself, my qualities, that I'm able to actually do what she wants, even if I knew that I could, and if I couldn't, then I would just learn it, okay? Then I would just improve myself. But I think I was scared that it would be too good, and I always had in my head, okay, but I don't want a job like that. I want my own business. I want to be flexible. And she gave me flexibility. She said, you can work whenever you want. I just want this to be done. And that's exactly what I always said, the way I would like to work if I actually have to work for someone else. But then there's still in my head this, but I don't want to do it for someone else because that I will be annoyed. And I don't know, then I have a migraine and then I cannot, you know what I mean? Like today I'm like, okay, I just want to sit here comfortably with you and have a little chat. But for another person, I probably wouldn't do that, because then I'm like, no, then my health is definitely the first thing, and I don't feel good with a migraine working for another person. It's a complete different feeling and vibe for myself. I still try to take my rest, of course, and I did. But do you know what I mean? I don't know. And now I'm just thinking, with that quote, was it good that I didn't take the job offer then in the end? Or was that an opportunity to start having a consistent income, to get out of this financial trouble and improve slowly? Because of course I don't earn 1,000,000 from one day to another. That's obvious and normal, so I have to start small, and that could have been a very good opportunity. But also, for example, I lied in that interview and I said, yes, I can totally imagine working for a very long period for you. I couldn't. I was like, as soon as I can leave, I would leave. And also, there was already in the room to move a couple of months later further away, and she needed me at that specific location so I could film in her studio and everything. I don't know, I just feel like a big imposter at the moment, and like the whole last year too. Every time I tried to get a job, I felt like I'm not good enough, like I don't know what I'm doing. And then again, I'm looking at other people, they have no clue what they're doing, but they still do it. And that is better than doing it good, because no, we forget about that last sentence. Let me try again. Doing it not good is still better than not doing it. That's what I meant. So I think my point is, or what I started with, that my planning, I don't know, you cannot plan your life, and everybody tells you that, and it's true, but you still do. At least I always do. And it's difficult for me to, when my planning changes, even when I maybe know that it leads me to what I want in the end, it's hard for me to not resist it and grow with the flow, if you know what I mean. Because it's still like sometimes, okay, this job could help me to start up, but I don't want the job. And then I don't want to do the job now. And I think that is something, or is kind of hard. And back then, for example, let's go to that job offer example back. Back then I said, no, I have a bad intuition. I don't feel good doing it anymore, because yes, there was something weird about it, but that could have maybe been solved, or yeah, maybe that wasn't true. That was just me thinking, and if I would have talked to her, maybe it would turn out wrong. But at the same time, I learned in the past from many, many people that even when they say something, they can lie. And I mean, I lied myself in the job interview kind of a bit. So, and I said, it's my intuition telling me that I shouldn't do it. But even at that time, not only looking back, also in that moment or in that situation, I thought, is it my intuition? Or is it my anxiety or my inner me that wants to stay comfortable, who is not used to working for someone else, who is not used to that was coming up and tries to avoid it to stay in the comfort zone? Because obviously you cannot grow when you always stay in your comfort zone. But last year was very much in my comfort zone because I couldn't leave it. I also had this antidepressant shit going on. So it was really a hard time where I needed my comfort zone. And it was, looking back, it was good. I needed that last year. It was a terrible year, but I also healed a lot and learned a lot, which helps me now to go forward. But still, I want to learn out of these things. So if I would have a job offer now again, maybe take it. But I only wrote that application back then because I felt like I have to, because I had pressure from other people. I myself would have never done it, at least not in that situation. So then again, I'm like, maybe it wasn't meant, and it was good that I didn't take it. But sometimes pressure from the outside is also helpful, especially when you're always in your comfort zone and you should go out of it sometime. But in fact, I already feel much better in my home right now. I don't know, I had a weird thought yesterday in the shower. I was a bit scared by that thought because I was like, it's not that bad here. I have in my head also a bit like, I'm not sure where exactly I want to go. I thought I knew it very clearly, but now I don't know, the astrological stuff going on right now and Chinese New Year and astrological New Year and everything is doing a lot with me and my thoughts, my intuition, my life. So I don't know anymore. I'm just confused, okay? So I'm like, maybe I should just wait a bit longer. I still want to move. I don't want to stay here forever and I want to leave really badly, but I also don't want to leave and then be at the wrong place again and then want to leave again. So I just want to be sure, okay, this is where I want to be now. Also doesn't have to be forever. But then I thought in the shower, what if I just stay here? Because I'm sorting out a lot. I'm kind of redecorating here so I can do everything here. And my family is close. They can support me. On the other hand, I wanted to be a bit more independent from my family and have a bit more distance. I'm in a back and forth struggle here, and I was scared by that thought to actually stay here. And today I already say again, no, my neighbors are so loud, it is so annoying, and they would never stop. So I still have to leave. And I don't know, this is just, there's so much going on in my head at the moment that I'm not done sorting yet. Maybe you can feel that. But what I feel is that it's definitely going into the right direction, into a better direction. As I said, I'm just scared that I miss opportunities, or I don't know, that my plan is not how it was in my head, that the resistance is too much, or I don't know, maybe you can actually relate to that feeling. Then tell me in the comments how you deal with it or how it feels for you. Maybe you also have better words for it, because I'm really curious if you understand what I'm talking about, if you also experienced something similar at the moment or did it in the past. And yeah, maybe we can just help each other or something. And who knows, maybe next week everything looks completely different already, because the last 2 weeks, I don't know, I had mindset changes every single day and different thoughts every day and thinking back and forth, all these spirals. So yeah, we will see. I will definitely give you an update. If you want daily updates, then follow me on Instagram. And if you like that video, please leave a thumbs up. That helps me a lot to reach more people, get more exchange, and maybe I can be inspiration for you out there. And of course, if you want to see more from me or are interested in my manifestation journey, then you should totally subscribe to my channel to not miss out any other videos. Don't forget to check out the vision board and the anxiety work, and of course the Bridgerton manifestation. See you next week. Mwah.